They don't get a lot of the credit that they're supposed to get. He really went through a lot during that time. 필승! Hello, my name is Brennan. I'm from the United States. I am a Marine combat veteran who has fought in 2 campaigns in Afghanistan. Now I live and train in Korea as a professional MMA fighter. Well, it was during 2010. When we first found out we were going to Afghanistan, I was in my school of infantry. And they told us, I say, oh, we have good news and bad news. They said, good news is this is your last training. We were like, yeah. It's like, bad news is this is your last training before you go to Afghanistan. So it was like, we're about to go to Afghanistan. This is during the time of war. I had to deploy to Afghanistan to fight. And it was a pretty difficult time.
Are there any kind of war/military movies that you recommend?
Flags of Our Fathers would be #1. Taegukgi and American Sniper. Those movies I will watch any day. Those movies I watch a lot. So today we'll be reacting to Flags of Our Fathers, a Marine Corps/Navy movie. Actually, fun fact, in the photo, that's actually the second photo that was taken. There was actually 2 flag raisings on Iwo Jima. The first one, when they were raising the flag, they did it the first time, but there was an actual officer who wanted that flag. He wanted the flag because it was raised on Iwo Jima. A lot of officers in the military don't really care about doing anything. They just want souvenirs to look cool. So that officer wanted that flag. So to please that officer, they raised another flag and then someone caught that picture. And the ones that were in there, some of the people in the movie wasn't really in the original raising of the flag. So it was really political during that time. But whenever they raised the flag on Iwo Jima in Japan, that was like the national symbol of hope. In America, everyone's like, oh, we won, we raised the flag there. So it was like a really symbolic moment. And it's really, that moment is what made the Marine Corps the way it is today. That's like our symbol. Oh, Miriam, this is Doc. Our corpsman is the backbone of us, especially in the infantry. The Navy corpsmen, which is, or we call them Doc, they don't get a lot of the credit that they're supposed to get. He really went through a lot during that time. And the fun fact is that Navy corpsmen aren't combatants. Half the time they have to become combatants. This is what many combat veterans have to face every day. It's a really intense moment. What's going on in that is he's battling with memories from the war, as most actually do. Some of the situations is really intense. You really live it out every single day. A lot of people think that war is really a very exciting thing because they see the movies, but they don't understand, like, you really do lose your soul in war. And then when you come home, you're not actually home. And you have these demons you have to carry every single day. And you have to fight them every single day. So it's a very serious situation. This is the push here. This is considered a mule. A lot of people don't know this is considered a mule. Mule is Marine Expeditionary Unit. This is a mule, like they're going on boat by boat. And going to war, depending on the situation and area, sometimes you deploy by boat and sometimes you deploy by plane. I flew in by actual aircraft, and then when they had to drop us off in our patrol base, we flew in by helo. So we went in, they filled us in, gave us our mission, gave us the patrol base areas and locations and things like that. Sometimes we deploy by boat, sometimes you deploy by flying in. Sometimes you go by, oh. Yeah, right here, he fell overboard. For the most part, Marines were taught how to swim. But it's only so long you can swim there.
They're not gonna stop. What?
Yeah, they can't.
None of them are. They can't.
They have to keep going because they're on the timeline. So he's gonna die out there.
So much for no man left behind.
A lot of people don't know much about the Marine Corps and how dark it is and how they usually operate. If we have to lose one body in order to complete the mission, it's a sacrifice we have to actually make. If we have to kill him in order to complete our mission, we will. It's a sucky thing, but we have a mission to uphold. If this guy fell over, And the Marine Corps were taught no man is left behind, but they had a timeline to get there. They had to get there at a certain time in order to execute a certain mission. If they were to wait and pull him up, it could delay that and could give the Japanese more time to set up and actually destroy us. That sacrifice, in my opinion, is what made him a hero. He had to die, but because he died and they went on, is the reason why we're able to suppress Japan. So I definitely, out of all the deaths in this movie, here's I haven't forgotten. Yep, so these are actually pretty common. There's a lot of amphibious craft that's used for water. There's some that actually is waterproof. Like there's one where you go into and it locks in and keeps like a lot of like squads in there and have one guy at the top with a machine gun. And it actually goes on water. It's like a buoyancy, it has buoyancy and it goes on water and then it deploys right onto land as well. I went on that for an exercise. So yeah, it's really amazing videos. Okay, so here's the amphibious vehicles. A12, yeah, that's nice. This sounds about right. Oh, we got your flamethrower. Time out. In the Marine Corps, we had flamethrowers back in the day. We don't have them anymore. We should bring them back for sure. But the reason why I'm pretty sure we don't use flamethrowers anymore is because when they found out we had flamethrowers, they would actually aim for the flamethrower, which in return, they get blown up because it's a flamethrower gas. So, I mean, yeah. So they stopped reusing flamethrowers, but we used to have flamethrowers back in the day. I wanted to be a flamethrower. That would have been epic. I would just burn everything in my path, but not anymore. Wow, like the tactics here, push forward and charge the mound, get on skirmishers, and first check out the scenery and make sure everyone's up and about. After that, then they're gonna start pushing through and clearing certain areas, making sure that everything is good. I'm gonna explain their tactics in this time. Okay, you have a few going across the beach. They dropped off the men, and then you have all of them coming out. They all come out and they line up on the mound. We call it a mound, which is like not a mountain, but it's like a tall thing of sand. We call it a mound. We get on there, they make sure that the gear is up, weapons are up before they push out. But before they push out, they never send the full unit out. Because you walk out in the middle of the field where there's no cover, no anything at all, your whole unit's gonna get massacred. So you always send out a few men in skirmish, walking forward, clearing the area. Because there can be booby traps, there can be snipers. So if there is snipers and they can spot it, or if someone gets hit, they can find the line or where the sniper is located. Then they can take a team and actually plan a flank to actually take out the sniper. And then if there is a machine gun bound, there will be machine gunners in the back with the assault vehicles providing cover. So these are the certain tactics that they used back in the Flags of Our Fathers. This is a very, very powerful scene.
Hey, Doc, want to get some heavy?
Yeah, the flag they're taking down is the original flag. This flag is a new one. They didn't take a picture of the first one. They took a picture of the second one of the second razors. See that right there? They're taking the flag down. They're raising that one up.
I don't know. Wish I could have seen your face.
Exactly. They never did. Only a few people that was there raising the flag, whatever, was identified. They didn't get everyone. So it was speculation for years until like there was another Marine that was like, hey, I know who all was in the picture. These are the guys who were in the original ones and things like that. Because the people back home, they didn't know who it was. It was just, he's a Marine that raised a flag. That's it. They didn't know who was actually in the picture. So the guys who raised the flags, they were considered heroes, but there was Marines that were dying constantly, you know. It's a really big controversy during that time for the raising of the flag. Yeah. There's a lot of things that triggers me, combat veterans as well. At that time, for a lot of combat veterans that were in war, people back home didn't really understand the effects of that war really has on a person. Even my mother didn't understand. And at times I felt like she really still can't understand at all. The way she think and talk is different. A guy that like adopted me like as a son in my neighborhood, he sat down with my mom and said, because he went to Korean War, and he said, look, your son is going to war. He said, when you come home, you really need to watch how you speak to him because he's not the same son that you had before he left. He's changed. He told her that that's not your baby boy anymore. He's a different person now. Yeah. There's stuff like that. That actually happens. And there's some things that you think about. These guys are like 16, 17 years old in a war, just fighting. These guys are just super young, super young. A lot of people don't really realize this at all. Like this is as accurate as it's gonna get. This is as accurate as it's gonna get. There's all the scenes, all everything. It's really close. In this situation, there's a lot of things that trigger. There was situations where I came home from war. I went to Wounded Warrior Battalion. In Wounded Warrior Battalion, everyone there had a Purple Heart or something like a higher medal. Like so, then there was staff NCOs that do stuff like this that will like have you to be paraded around like you are some trophy. I didn't like that at all. But they do stuff like this in the Marine Corps and all that. They would parade them around to, oh, do this, do these photos. Like they'll have us to go take photos with people. That's why I say many people don't really understand the effects that war really has on individuals because they just parade them around. Most of us don't really like that. I didn't like it. I can imagine that's how they feel too. So today we reacted to Flags of Our Fathers. This is as real as it possibly will get. This is the actual realities of war. Things that people don't see, things that people don't really understand. This is stuff that I had to deal with. So when people think that it's something that is fun or something like that, I don't think it is. As a film, I think it's really accurate. It was one of the best war films of all time. It wasn't the best as in history, but it was the best as in trying to get the public to understand how gruesome war really is. It was really, really accurate overall. The way they portrayed it, and it was able to really get people to understand not only about war, but about the mind and about the person who experienced it and survives and comes home, because many people think, oh, he went to war and come home, so they think he's fine, but he's not fine, and it's something that you can't really get rid of no matter how much you try. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.